because it's at the high, let's just say the highest level, um, it makes people think, okay, like, well, what do we do about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also the specific reason that it was named in the Constitution,
Mm.
and it's specific because there's an understanding of how important this is, right? Um, and so there were. It wasn't an accident that it was mentioned, and especially that it was mentioned very early. It wasn't a second. It wasn't like it wasn't far down the line. Like you know what, we should probably be able to protect ourselves too. Like it was like, yo, we got to be able to. You can say whatever you want to say,
Yeah.
and you should be able to protect yourself. And those
That's
two
big.
huge deals, man. And
I'm gonna bring it up just
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
so we can see. So
yeah, man.
just in case no
Shirt
one knows,
under
this
says, "I am the militia,"
I
and we'll
am the
get
militia.
into that because that word throws people off. So we'll talk about that too.
It very, very well does. It definitely threw me off the first time I read it. I was like, "Hold on, what are we talking about?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't." And then anyway. So just for anybody that's listening, that's not watching, I put the Second Amendment up on screen for anyone that doesn't know it verbatim. A lot of people just hear things and they just go with it. A lot of people don't research. A lot of people don't just read for themselves. You jump in my car, I got the Constitution in the glove compartment because if
Oh,
anybody wants to bring up something that I don't know, at least I can go look at it.
yeah.
I can go look at the Bill of Rights in my car right now. Like, you should do that. There's nothing to get a pocket Constitution. Less than $10 on Amazon. Like, do yourself a favor.
Mm-hmm.
So the Second Amendment says a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. What does this mean to you, man? What does this mean to you?
Um, what it means to me is that, like, you might hear people say things like freedom isn't free, right?
Hmm.
Um, it's that this your person is important, and there's actually your person is important,
Yeah.
right? And in this particular instance, you're talking about a nation, right? So
Right.
they're talking about protecting that nation,
Hmm.
protecting its citizens, protecting um, um, not just the Constitution, but the way this general populace is constituted. Like you have to be able to protect this thing, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of live today where the idea of just another force coming in and just taking over, we can't even fathom that. Like we're so separated from that. That's what we watch on TV happening in other countries on the news, right? Um, at the time of this writing, that was something where pretty much the whole world understood that that could happen, right?
Yeah.
So, words, um, it would be like, say, like for example, free state. It wouldn't necessarily mean like we're in California, um, but meaning at the time, just this our land, our group, right, our people. Um, I guess that would be what that was is about specifically, or more specifically. Um, and then the word militia. Um, at that time, again, what we're talking about, um, several hundred years ago. So the idea of a militia, like we have, what is that called? We have conscription here, but we don't think about it because when was the last time that we had to draft people right into the military? But when we talk about conflicts, we talk about military age men, right?
Yeah.
It would be essentially the people that would be charged with protecting the nation. So that would be able-bodied men whatever adulthood would be at that time. And so the idea of who is the militia, it would at that time be men of a certain age and age group, and then well regulated, uh, in our
Real quick,
mindset today, or how
real
we
quick.
live kind of today. Say it again.
Can you see that on the screen?
I can see it, but I can't read it.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
it's a breakdown of it reads out the Second Amendment,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah, yeah,
Constitution,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then it has a breakdown of what does militia mean in the Second Amendment. It
Mm-hmm.
has three bullet points. The first bullet point says, excuse me, at the time of the American Revolutionary War, militias were groups of able bodied men who protected their towns and colonies. The second one says states were responsible for organizing militias. And the third one says Hamilton recognized the importance of both professionalized citizens, sorry, professionalized citizen soldiers, and ensuring that the people at large are properly armed and equipped.
Okay.
So that's deep
I,
because
I think that's solid. I think it's good with the three bullet points too because it covers ground.
yeah,
Um, it's just it's a term that we don't use a lot. I
yeah,
think when we hear militia, we think military immediately, and we
immediately,
only think that.
yeah,
Um, and the funny thing is, um, it for example, Muhammad Ali, right? It's
hmm,
like, hey man, it's go time. I'm a boxer. No, no, no. You're a military age man. You're the militia. It's time to go.
yeah,
Now his decision and politically and all that kind of stuff, whole different story. But it's like he's a boxer,
yeah,
or I'm in school. I'm a student, right?
right,
Or
right,
I'm no, you are the militia. I mean,
hmm,
we're a first world country. We have television. We have plenty of distractions. We have so many goals. We have politicians to deal with all that other stuff.
yeah.
No, no. It's sorry that you know the life is so disconnected from the reality of these things, but
Yeah.
you actually are required, like you are the militia.
And so,
And,
real quick,
and
how
yeah,
does that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna go to regulated. So
I was just gonna say. So then, let's try to break it down so that the people listening don't feel like we glossed over it. But
mhm,
so, how do we translate what militias were then? Were there these state organized, well armed groups of people that are there to protect, the communities,
mhm,
and like because this is what's going to happen. We titled this "Gun Freedom versus Gun Control."
mhm.
The issue that happens is the comparison is always to the extreme, right?
Okay.
So the comparison is not Mike who wanted to go get a revolver or whatever amount of handguns for his home, for his personal vehicle, on his person, to protect his family in a crazy situation. The comparison goes to the fully automatic assault rifle
Mhm,
that is gunning down all the people at this event.
mhm,
And then when the pushback is, hey, Second Amendment, then it's like, well, hold on. How are we using the way that is well worded, well constructed, beautifully articulated? How are we using that to gloss over or even um, create some level of cushion around this tragedy that happened? Because it's never like, okay, yeah, Second Amendment, but you're right, we got to do something about that. It's more like, hey, Second Amendment,
mhm.
back off the
Okay,
guns.
I got you.
You see what I mean?
Because what I gotta pull a s- I'm just gonna pretend that you are that statement that you just made, right?
Okay.
Like that is your opinion. So it would be, well, the Second Amendment does not grant you the right or the authority to commit crimes. right?